Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of Great News WCDS. We made it past the pilot episode and did not get canceled, so let's dive right in. You're probably enjoying your winter-long break right now out in the 2 or 3 feet of snow that we have this winter, so hopefully you're making some snow people and having a good time. We're going to start today with preschool. The preschoolers explored animal habitats after revisiting a story a home can be and sharing Eric Carl's My First Book of Animal Homes. You may remember another book by Eric Carle called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The children then used oil pastels, markers, paint sticks, and watercolors to create a colorful scene of their animal's habitat. After completing their habitat artwork, the kiddos had a one-on-one conference with a teacher to share facts about their animal's home, and their enthusiasm and knowledge truly made the week special. Here's just a sampling of their responses. Sophia said, "A panda lives in a tree. It eats some leaves. These are all trees up here and grass at the bottom. This climbing panda is in its tree. They like to sleep. They hibernate." Good job, Sophia. And Forrest said, "The flamingo lives in Florida. They live next to water like an ocean. They are a type of bird, but they do not fly. I think they eat fish. They are pink. They keep one leg up. I think they sleep standing up." Me too, Forrest. Me too. All right, on to our junior kindergarten. The junior kindergarten designed their own hockey teams, the patterns and the stars for their hockey lesson, and they made their own jerseys. They turned their morning meeting rug into a hockey rink. Daily games have been a class favorite. Look at them all there in their hockey jerseys. Here's a couple individual shots of their jerseys. That's Gemma, and we also have Dermy right there, and they took a field trip to Wheeling Park Ice Rink on Wednesday to challenge the middle school to a hockey game, and I believe they beat the middle school 10-0 as far as I know. And here's another shot of all those little kiddos at the Wheeling Park Ice Rink having a great time. And also to highlight achievement out of JK, Winston Oliver and Dermy Reagan learned to zip their own coats, which is a big accomplishment, as we all know, for those that help out people zipping up their coats every time we go outside. Up next, we have the senior kindergarten. Not to be outdone by Miss Tyler traveling to the Dominican Republic, the senior kindergarten has been traipsing all around the world. They have been learning about structures and then using the blocks in class to recreate famous landmarks and to admire the local architecture. Here's some. And this week took them to the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal in India, the Eiffel Tower in France. They also visited the Himeji Castle in Japan and the Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. Wow, really good work there, racking up some frequent flyer miles. And it looks like Ronan here is ready for business class. Good job, senior kindergarten. Keep it up. All right, coming up next, we have our first grade. Now, in first grade, this week was all about the number 100. Believe it or not, we've already breezed through 100 days of school. Their 100 days celebration began the moment they walked through their festive classroom doors. Here's what first graders Wesley and Bennett look like after 100 days of school. Wow, it is really taking a toll on their hair. But they listened to Hedgehog's 100th day of school, counted to 100 along with Jack Hartman, and then wrote 100 words. In the afternoon, it was all about 100. They sorted puzzles from the 100 chart, collaborated together to build a fort of 100 red solo cups, counted by fives, linked together a 100 chain, and so much more. Here, Ian, J-Mo, and Cooper definitely did 100 push-ups. Keep it up, guys. Those gym lessons are really paying off. All right, coming up next, we have our second grade. Second grade this week, the kids in the kitchen, they try to answer the age-old question, when is bread not bread? When it's non-bread. And then it says, insert laugh track here. Okay, we'll do that in post-production. There, the kids in the kitchen making their non-bread. Here's Silas and Lily making some of what I can only assume is tasty non-bread, since they didn't invite me to be a guest taster. And here we have Miss Carly holding onto that pan as tightly as possible with that hot oil in there. Good job, kids in the kitchen. Keep it up. Coming up next, second into third grade. Our third grade has been working on poetry, and they just dove into free verse poetry. By far, this has been the crowd favorite because the kiddos were released from the constraints and rhymes of patterns. They were free to write verses about their favorite things. They are working hard on a book of poetry to be released later this year. Move over, leaves of grass. We've got third grade putting out poetry. They've also been building model cars. Here's Ani and Ella Rose with their model cars. And I've got to say, these model cars all look better than the Cybertruck, and I hope you'll agree with that. All right, on to fourth grade. We I'm getting some breaking news out of fourth grade. I'll tell you exactly what happened over the weekend. I don't have too much time to make yokes because my brain is scrambled with excitement, and I don't want to keep this news cooped up any longer. The fourth grade welcomed 9 baby chickens to their brood. Mother hens Stella and Grace say that between the 9 chicks, there are 17 eyes. Figure that one out. But this is the second year the fourth grade has participated in this activity with the help of Miss Ferris. Since they can't just sit around staring at chickens all day, fourth graders are also currently working on 2 projects. The first project is a grammar project involving a restaurant menu. They are writing menu description using nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. For example, creamy pesto garlic pasta served with a warm and buttery toasted breadstick. The second project is a math project involving real-life budgeting scenarios. The kids were given an occupation, a family, and a household income. They will buy a house, a car, a cell phone, streaming services, and buy groceries. Here, Allison is hard at work on her budgeting project. Chad and Connor Pally also hard at work on their budget. If you guys figure out how to buy all those items and still have money left over each month, please come teach me how. All right, up next, we've got our 5th grade. Last Friday, the 5th grade took a field trip to the Wheeling Park ice skating rink, and I was specifically not invited. But it looks like they had a blast anyway. Here we are getting some thumbs up out on the ice rink. And there we are smiling. Don't worry, Maggie's arm was already broken before she went to the ice skating rink. Also, 5th grade is hard at work on their Lego robotics, always a super fun project. They are using coding to program a Lego robot to perform various tasks, none of which have been to write my lesson plans for me. Their hard work will culminate in a competition on March 15th, and they will have a practice run sometime before then, so keep your robot eyes out for that, and it's going to be exciting. Right, Bryn? Right you are. Up next, what do we have but our middle school over at Branch Campus? The cooking continues with Mr. and Mrs. McFadden's cultural cooking electives, where the students made dishes from China. They were treated to crab rangoon wontons, wonton soup, and candy-coated fruit called tanglu. I think I'm saying that correctly, I'm sure. Then they headed to 1306 for a cooking demonstration on Italian food. Chef Adam Luiso and his middle school assistants made bruschetta and chocolate mousse, and that sounds delicious. There's Layla and Chef Adam cutting up what appears to be a tomato. And the 8th graders took their first steps to creating their very own song, which I can only assume will be #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 by summertime. They traveled with Miss Chelsea to Emmy Award winner Jamie Peck's recording studio, where they laid down the instrumental track for their song. We're looking forward to hearing that when it's all done. Thank you guys, really taking it to the next level. And now, it's time for our Kind Kids Shout Out. Remember, these are kids who have gone above and beyond to be kind to their fellow students. This week's Kind Kid is Savannah Kurtz from JK. Her teachers say she's always looking out for her friends and helping in any way she can. Thank you, Savannah, for making our campus a better and kinder place. And as always, we'll leave you with our words of wisdom. This week, our words of wisdom come from Miss Chelsea, who says, "Don't be afraid to shine." And Miss Liz and Miss Gina say, remember our class mantra, I am brave, I am safe, I am loved. Those are some words of wisdom. Thank you very much. That's our show for the week. Keep the great news coming, and remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Thank you, and we will see you next week.